So there you go, you guys, $240 to $1,200 in less than 2 days.
Hey, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to EV Garage. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to make cash flipping dirt bikes, ATVs, anything in that realm. It has been something I've been at for about 4 months, just as a nice side hustle, and it has brought in quite a bit of cash. So I wanted to share some tips and tricks I've got throughout this. This whole video is going to be teaching you guys the basics, and so you can hop into this yourself and start making some good money. I've been making at least upwards of $500 to $1,500, and then my highest week of about $2,500 a week just from flipping dirt bikes. And this is all a side hustle. I'm not talking 8-hour days of working on dirt bikes, but it does take some time. It does take some work. And a little bit of knowledge on how to work on dirt bikes, but you can get into it. I've only been into dirt bikes for about a year, and within 3-4 months I got all of the basics on how to work on the bikes. So yeah, we're gonna hop straight into this. I've organized it with 5 tips before you buy the bike, 5 tips while you're looking at the bike, and then 4 tips after you buy the bike. So we're gonna start off obviously with the befores. First tip is going to be acting quick but not impulsively. And how I mean by that is you're going to want to act quick on the deals that pop up, because those are going to be going quick. There are a lot of people, especially in my area. I'm here in Arizona, central Arizona, and out here it's very, very popular to be buying, selling, flipping dirt bikes. The main app I like to use is OfferUp. Facebook Marketplace is also good. Craigslist, if it's good in your area. In my area, Craigslist isn't very good. But so you're going to want to add up the before needs and the cost that those needs are going to be. So if you find a bike that is up for sale for $400 and you're, wow, this is a 2002 KX250, let's say, that is in decent shape, or at least it looks like it in the pictures, and $400 is a steal. You could go buy that, clean it, repost it, and sell that for easily $2,000. So the main thing you're going to want to look at is the description. Contact the seller, ask him a few questions. If it needs something as simple as like a right side case cover that's $150 used on eBay, that is worth it. But if it needs a whole new bottom end, the top end, just a whole new engine rebuild, the frame is cracked, there's missing pegs, like all of those small items that might fly past you in the head, you want to look through in the description and the pictures and make sure, just do a quick summary of those items, make sure that you can make profit on the bike and it's not just a piece of junk. So moving on, we're going to have tip number 3, which is communicate with the seller. Make sure it's not sketchy. Make sure it's not somebody who has joined. I know in OfferUp you can check to see how recently they joined. So it is right now April of 2021, and you can see when you click on their OfferUp account when they joined. And if it says April 2021, they have no reviews, no profile picture, that's going to be the first telltale sign for me. So when I see something like that, I just kind of back away, look at it. I'm just doesn't seem very good. But there are ways to get in communication. You can ask them for a phone number, ask them if you can call, get to know the person over the phone, which is mostly what I do with almost every one of these sales. Tip number 4 is going to be check throughout the day. And by that, I mean I frequently check Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp throughout the day. Any little time I have, say I'm just eating lunch or on a break or anything like that, I will check Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp, just refresh the page, organize it by motorcycles or power sport vehicles in the category section, and just lower down the prices and see what people have listed. Because as I said before, those deals just fly by real quick, so you're going to have to be one of the first to communicate with the person. And then the last before you go and check out the bike is going to be leave the junk. And by leave the junk, I mean anything that is just not worth your time. Say it's just a hollow frame with a completely destroyed engine, is missing too much, it's not going to be worth it. Prices add up quick, especially if you're buying OEM, and even aftermarket, those prices can add up quick. That was one of my first mistakes when I started flipping bikes, was I would go and pick up a bike because it was cheap, but I didn't realize how much it needed. I was just so excited and so impulsive on the purchase that I would bring it home, and throughout the next few days I would realize the bike's only worth about $1,000, and in order to get it to the point where it's worth $1,000, I have to put $1,200 in. And then also on Leave the Junk, I kind of just want to mention that you're going to want to stick with Yamaha, Suzuki, KTM, Honda, just the main brands. Those are going to sell quick. Those are going to sell good. The Chinese shit online is all over the place. You're going to want to stay away from those. You can make money with one certain Chinese bike, and those are the SSR pit bikes. Often you can find those, and parts for them are just dirt cheap, and you can flip those pretty good, but they're not going to be very big profit margins. I'm talking like you buy one for $200 and you buy a $30 part and sell it for $500, $600, which is still good cash, but you aren't 100% sure you're going to sell them because they're just all over the place, and they're often trashed. So yeah, those are going to be the 5 tips beforehand. The 5 that I'm going to get to in between are going to be: don't be impulsive. I know I've been saying that a lot, but that is something you really need to take in. Just some self-control on these purchases. When you get there, don't just immediately hand them the cash and load the bike up into your truck or trailer. Just not worth it. Some things you're going to want to check is I always bring a compression test with me. They're cheap at OfferUp. I think I got mine for like $18.99, and it comes with a bunch of bits. You can test them all. So I always test for compression. Some builds I don't, because it already says in the description it needs a top end, so I immediately know it has low compression. But with a lot of deals, you can get some solid bikes out there that just honestly need a carb clean and some TLC. But I always bring the compression tester just to be safe, because you can't always trust the seller. So I check for compression, check other issues with the bike, see the overall quality, and like see if it's been taken care of at all. And then one of the most important, if not the most important, is going to be checking the VIN or the title that it comes with. Excuse me. If the bike does come with a title, you're going to want to look through it, make sure it's the seller. And also, just if it has a title, that's always a good sign. Shows that it's 99% of the time not going to be stolen, because they're not going to have the title as well. If it does not have a title, which I have purchased plenty of bikes where they do not have the title, you're just going to want to do a quick VIN check. There are plenty of VIN checkers online that are free that can check it, make sure there's no stolen history records of it. So you're going to want to go through that, make sure that's good. If the compression, the bike itself checks out, the VIN or the title checks out, you're going to want to get to know the seller. That also plays into the title and VIN situation of it being stolen. You do not want to end up with a stolen ATV or quad, or dirt bike. It's way more common than you think, so you're going to want to make sure. Get to know a seller. If he's a cool guy, he's being welcoming, he's being nice, he's being open, he's not being all sketchy, timid, and quiet, then 99% of the time it's going to be a good deal. So yeah, just make sure they're a friendly, good person. And then probably the most important part, other than of course it not being stolen, is going to be on the best starting price. So you're going to want to haggle. Now, I know a lot of people are uncomfortable haggling over price. It's just a common thing. Like, you can get over it. Like, I'm a very introverted person, so yes, it is hard to go to someone's house and haggle over items that you've already made an offer for. But oftentimes you can get them to go a little bit lower. I wouldn't push it to the point where they get annoyed, but you can often get them to go a little bit lower. And the starting price is always the most important part of the flipping, just because if you pay too much at the beginning, then you could be screwed overall. But yeah, if all those tips check out and you seem like you have a good deal on your hands, yeah, just go ahead and pick it up, bring it on home, and then immediately hop into getting to work. So depending on the project, I'm going to talk a little bit about these 2 projects I have that I'm going to show you guys. So I had this KX110 2-stroke dirt bike. I made the flip videos on my channel about that, where I actually show you guys the work I did. And I got this bike in pieces. It was literally in Tupperware bins with the frame and engine mounted in. So that took, I can't remember. I believe it was just 2 days of work. Yep, about 2 days of work. And by 2 days, I don't mean 9-10 hours. I mean 3-4 hours throughout the day. Of just putting the bike back together, because even if it didn't run, a full complete bike will sell for more than a bike in pieces, and that's often where I make my most money on these flips. So yeah, let's get into that point, which is going to be your advertisement. I like using OfferUp just because it's the platform I'm most comfortable on. So as you can see, there is going to be, sorry, I'm trying to pull it up so I can talk specifically about it. This is going to be the advertisement I made for the Kawasaki KX110. This is the flip I did on my channel where I got it in pieces, put it back together. I listed it for $1,200, or no, I listed it for $1,400, and then cut the price down to $1,200. And I didn't do that over time. I did that immediately so people would see that I'm already lowering on price. So when you do that, it seems like a small detail, but people will notice that and start sending offers. So I also gave it a nice description. It isn't required that you have a nice validated account, but it definitely helps. I like having a profile picture, simple name, and then some good reviews. But again, not required, because I'm sure if you're just starting up, you're not going to have much. But in the description, I like to go into detail, show people what they have. So I put Kawasaki KX80 with a 110cc big bore kit and a big wheel kit. The bike has tons of aftermarket parts on it, fast and fun, no title unfortunately, needs a couple gaskets redone and seals, runs amazing, but has a couple leaks, less than 5 hours on the whole engine rebuild and new carburetor, new parts everywhere, unfortunately you have to sell, 1600 OBO. I did that just as a beginning. I believe I did change it back down to 1200, so that was just a type error. And then I like to give a parts list of the upgraded parts. Hot rods crankshaft, new OEM carburetor, a new chain, brand new front and rear sprockets. Like, it's just a good thing people like to look for, especially with a dirt bike that cheap. And within no time, I had plenty of offers coming straight in. I had 4 come in right away for full price. So I messaged the first person that messaged me. He said he wouldn't be able to come for a couple days, but I just wanted to get rid of the bike, make this as quick as possible. So I had messaged the next guy. He said he could be there in an hour. I was like, well, shit, here we go. Comes over, no questions asked. He test rides the bike up and down. He was like, yeah, man, this is a solid bike. I'll take it. Hands over the $1,200 cash, and there is my profit. I did buy that bike for $240. So that is a $1,000 or near $1,000 profit just from that little bit of work. So yeah, you can make some good money off this, you guys. I hope some of these tips and tricks can help you guys out in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial, some tips and tricks. This video did run a little bit longer than I expected, but we'll see how much I cut it down by. Right now I'm on 25 minutes worth of footage, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.